Well, good morning, everybody. Today is October 25th. Now, first off, I did put a video out yesterday. It was copyright. It got put in private, so some people got to see it. It was a music video using Chain of Fools with the movie It's a Lie. Your life is a lie. And it actually has a very good message, but yeah, they won't. So a few people got to see it, but that's it. Now, today, I'm going to relay some important information. John X Army has been in touch with some historians, and it appears that there are people contacting truthers, including myself, to warn everybody of the possibilities coming that are very high. The odds are extremely high that they are going to do a worldwide financial crash, worldwide, of the dollar, okay? And then the United States, and they're also going to do a massive depopulation. So when I talked about the 100-foot wave, that they would, send off the nukes underneath the large island of Hawaii, the big island, is very probable, including the Cascadian subduction zone, including the East Coast, with probably nukes, and then, of course, the rest of the world, too. I'm not sure what the rest of the world will face, except we'll all face a financial collapse. And the way that John was saying is that these players want to play Monopoly, and they've been doing it for a long time. And here goes the phone. I have been at this for 6 hours, so I had to do that. I can't. I'm trying to get this done. Okay, so anyway, it's going to be kind of lengthy. You got to stay with me, okay? So you're starting off with the Star of David. This is very relevant. It's on the dollar bill, and it is the key player behind everything. We're going to be discussing the Khazarian Mafia, okay? And they are connected to these higher entities. You've got Moloch, you've got Baal, and of course, Baphomet is out there as well. Okay, and it's Babylonian money magic. It did not come from a human source. The same with corporations, and the same with the factory farms. Those are sadistic torture zones, the factory farms. And we're going to find ourselves possibly in that same situation if we're not careful. So that's the purpose of the video, is to get you educated and prepared. The more people worldwide who are ready for what's very likely to take place, the less impact it's going to have. In fact, if we were really ready, they may not do it. But you know they are, because we're coming right into the thrones of the New World Order. And this is a system you can't escape, period. So we have to stop it now. We can't allow the crypto. So let me just start with the Star of David so you know where we're going with all of this. The Star of David, known in Hebrew as the Shield of David or Magen David, is a generally recognized symbol of modern Jewish identity and Judaism. Its shape is that of a hexagram, the compound of two equilateral triangles, unlike the menorah, and the Lion of Judah, and the shofar, and the lulav. Probably said it wrong. And the Star of David was never a uniquely Jewish symbol. Okay, but we're going into information. Now, let's take a look. We're going to look closer. Now, this is called the Moloch dollar. Okay, this isn't a human thing. The whole monetary system, I mean, come on. The minute you put a price tag on all living things on this planet, gee, what can go wrong? Yeah, like about everything. Okay, this monetary system is a system of destruction designed. These players, according to John X Army, he was told that these small elite group at the very top have been controlling the world for 2,000 years after Rome fell, through the monetary system, the usury system. Okay, and you'll find out that Hitler was not the bad guy. I've got it in this report too. It's reiterated by veterans today. Okay, so anyway, what we have to do here, now I can't click into this because if I do, it screws up everything. But what you need to see, if you can, and I'll leave you the links, is this is the Great Seal, the occult meaning. This is on your dollar bill. This is most likely a phoenix, and this is the Star of David. Why we're looking at the Star of David, here is Moloch, the Moloch dollar. Okay, it's not coming from humans. I'm sure that starts explaining a lot. Okay, the Bohemian Grove ceremonies, the owl on the, they're in Washington, D.C., and here's the owl over here, and of course here's your dollar, and the symbolism that's going on in the dollar, and I will certainly leave you links on all of this. Okay, so we're just going to kind of go back up. We got a ways to go, guys. We got to get through all of this. You need to know this stuff as soon as possible. And I do mean as soon as possible. What kind of danger level am I going to be in? Probably pretty high, just so you know. Okay, so this is the Moloch Star Wars. Okay, so these are this Star of David, and it takes on these many different shapes, but it has this 666 diametric, it has this mathematical equation equated with it. Okay, so you do have Baal. Here's Baal if you can see it. Again, I'll leave you the links over here. You can see that the goat, and who would that be? That's going to be Moloch. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be Moloch. Okay, but here you go. Here it is on the seal on the back of the dollar. That is, okay, the pyramid here. Or the Star of David. Okay, so that's going on. We got to continue. We got a ways to go. All right, so next. That is irrelevant. Okay, now this is the Jewish... well, this is children's sacrifices. I can't click in, but this is a baby here, and this is a sacrifice that's being made. Now, these sacrifices have been going on for centuries. It's not new, actually. Let me see. Let me slide you over here a little bit. This looks very familiar to you. You've seen this. The blood ritual, that's what we're trying to establish. The Jewish occult murderers. Okay, what do we got? How and why Jews have sacrificed non-Jewish children as part of their religion. Yeah, now what you're talking about here is the Babylonian Talmudic teachings, okay? It's not all Jews. In fact, Jews, some of you are going to be in danger too, okay? You're not in the clear either, okay? The real Jews. And then, of course, you have the Palestinians who actually are the true inheritance of the Israeli area, okay, in this greater Israel project. Satanistic plot, child sacrifice. Now, we have Halloween coming up in what, 5 days? Yeah, so they're already positioning and gathering up children around the world for the ceremonies they're going to be having. Okay, so unfortunately, it's very real. This guy is getting ready to sacrifice the animals. You have to understand that the factory farms, the kosher farms, are coming from these people. I've said it before. The sadistic torture of the factory farms tells you it's all demonic. That's absolutely demonic. And so that's what he's going to do. He's going to kill that. So you'll see that there's a lot. Well, we'll get into the sacrifices a little bit more. Okay, the other thing, too, that's been said is that the Game of Thrones, or the movie, is it Game of Thrones? Yeah, is actually a really good depiction of these characters. Now, we're also looking at the Jewish artifacts and Jewish magic, ancient Jewish magic, okay? So we're kind of just running you through this stuff. It's just going to be faster. We got a lot to cover, but you need to understand all these elements of what's going on here. Jewish mysticism, magic, Jewish myth, magic, and mysticism. We're going to show you who they are, okay? We got to get to all of that. And, of course, the music industry and all of, of course, all of your, music, television, movies, all of it. You know that. It's all in there. Now, not sure exactly how your view is over here. Okay, let me just come on back over here again. You've got the dollar. Okay, and they're showing the different elements to it. It's all connected to this, to the Star of David. Okay, it's connected to that. So that's why I got to show you. But we're going to keep going. We got a ways to go. We're going to go to crypto too. Current crypto. Here is the Saturn element. This is a rabbi doing the devil horn. Okay, Diablo sign. You've also got over here on the left. This is the rabbi with the cube. Symbolism. Can you see that? Let's slide it over. And with that, you see the Star of David right here on the Israeli flag. Okay, and let's not forget about the Knesset in Jerusalem. That gets me in enormous danger every time I show you the Masonic symbolism of the Knesset in Jerusalem. Okay, it's all connected in here. So, and it's connected to Saturn. I'm going to actually slide you way on over to this one over here. I'm sorry, I cannot click it. The black cube decoded. Okay, so this goes back in ancient time. So all goes back quite a long way. At least 2,000 years they have reigned since the fall of Rome. Okay, and we're about ready to go to do a repeat of history into the fall of Rome, which is our world today. Now, let's look at the cryptocurrencies going on. This is today. This currency is coming out in 3 days. Now, somebody had mentioned on John X Army's site that it was going to be ZRP dollar replacement for the world. It's going to be the global currency. I could not find the ZRP, but I'm suspecting it might be the Zcash, but don't quote me, okay? And so this is going to happen. This is today, and in 3 days, this gets activated, okay? You need to be aware of that. Crypto market continues to show weakness. I want to show you this, though. It's not doing as well as it's supposed to, because guess what? We're not participating. They're trying to suck you in through greed, okay? The monetary system isn't a human system, nor are the corporations. They're all part of these demonic entities from another realm. And John X Army is saying he thinks they're the fallen angels. Could very well be. But I want you to understand the factory farms are all demonic as well. And I've said it before. It's obvious. The torture level is unbelievable. Okay? So you know that. But anyway, it's not doing as well as it's supposed to because we're not participating. Okay? But here we go. One crypto that is still in the green in these market conditions is Zcash, ZEC. So I don't know that it's the ZR. I don't know if it's going to be the ZRP. I could not find that. So the Zcash's positive momentum is driven mainly by the coming sapling activation, which is in 3 days. Okay? That's 3 days from today, on the 28th, just before Halloween. Just saying, man. Okay, so this upgrade seems to have driven a bullish momentum in Zcash for the past couple of days, and it seems to be holding up quite well as the date approaches. Yeah, it's interesting to note. Okay, this is what we're doing. They're looking to do a world currency. They're working on it, I'm telling you right now. Financial giants. UBS says Bitcoin, BTC, could replace the US dollar. There's a couple viables that they're working towards, but the Bitcoin, this is a little older now. This is August 2nd of this year. They're pushing for the crypto, guys, okay? By the end of 2018, everything that we were afraid of or concerned about, they're pushing for. And then they're going to kill an enormous amount of humans on this planet because they're afraid of us. They're afraid. And they know that if they don't do it now, the internet has really screwed them up because this information is out there. It's no longer covert. They can only work under covert, hidden pretenses. Otherwise, they can't. Okay, so they're freaking out and they know they got to kill a bunch of humans. Okay? So I'm just trying to, as fast as I can, give you this stuff because we got a ways to go. The future, 3.1 trillion blockchain future, 6,000 stores in South Korea to accept cryptocurrency. That doesn't even count the Amazon Go shops here in America. That is a cryptocurrency system. This is an AI lockdown. And even John was told that we could not escape it. That's correct. You cannot escape the AI control grid system. They're trying to lock us down worldwide. Worldwide, okay? Every human on this planet will be affected adversely. Not in a good way. 80,000 EU-based merchants can accept Bitcoin, world's biggest brands on the blockchain. Okay, so despite the FUD, Bitcoin adoption is surging and Japan leads corporate crypto bandwagon. Yeah, you know, the other thing, by the way, on the Edgar Casey said that they didn't say Hawaii was going to go into the ocean. They said the southern portion of Japan, or Edgar Casey said it must go into the ocean. It's going to cause a massive tsunami as well. So they got a lot of tricks up their sleeves. They could go either way. I don't know what they mean by it must go in. Okay, they may do a diversion and they might just do Hawaii instead. Either way, there's going to be massive tsunamis. It's going to come in the middle of the night, probably around 1 to 3 a.m. And if you think about Fukushima, or for here, Pacific time or Alaska time was 3 a.m. in the morning. This is the witching hour, by the way, 3 a.m. And the 1 to 3 a.m. in the morning is when they do the night raids all the time. So you know that this is when they would do it. Is deep in the night. It's going to catch you off guard, very likely. I'm not here to scare you, though. I'm trying to warn you ahead of time so we don't get scared, so we know what's going on. I got to keep moving. We got a ways to go. Here's the other one. Could IBM be experimenting with the eventual replacement of the dollar through a new crypto pegged to the U.S. currency? The date on this is July 18th. By the way, 7-8. Okay, we're not going to worry about that. We're running out of time. Okay, so on July 17th, IBM announced that they'll be teaming up with a blockchain tech company named Stronghold to create a new cryptocurrency that would be pegged to the U.S. dollar. They're pimping it, folks. They're working it. They're going to make it happen in 2018. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's worldwide. It's worldwide. And I'm not here to freak you out. I'm here to warn you ahead of time. The more people ready for the dirty, diabolical thing that could so likely to happen. But the possibility, the more people are ready, the less likely they'll do it. They don't want to do it if we're all ready to go and it doesn't do us down. But for America, you better watch your shorelines all around America. Yeah, the very 2012 scenario, but they're going to do it themselves. Everything John X. Army said, everything that happens is going to be deliberately done. It's not Nibiru. That's been canceled out. It's not. It's going to all be deliberately done with weather warfare. Okay, so now you know. So, is to find ways. Okay, so according to IBM, the purpose behind the cryptocurrency experiment is to find ways to provide the banking system better and more efficient methods to be able to conduct payments, transfers, transactions, while also solidifying the security that blockchain-based processing provides for the monetary system. No, it is about the AI lockdown. Don't believe the lies. You and I know the real truth. We've been going over. Now, here's another one. This is coming from Ron Paul. Efforts to replace the dollar with gold and crypto are underway, says the former U.S. presidential candidate. Okay, so you need to be aware of that. That's Ron Paul. But the problem with silver, and I'm just going to say it works as a currency, but it fluctuates a lot, unlike gold. Gold would be very stable. It's good to see that we have gold here, but I don't know what level. Is it going to be gold-backed crypto, but you're still running crypto for the AI system? I do not know. Now, we need to get into the core of this article today. This is what you need to understand. The hidden history of the incredibly evil Khazarian mafia. I have covered this before, but some of you are new to my site and you don't know. And by the way, I always put the links down on the top comment down in the comment section, okay? I usually pin it and you can check into all the links. So the hidden history of the incredibly evil Khazarian mafia, and this is updated March 2015. The curtain is now being pulled back to fully expose the Khazarian mafia and the evil plan to infiltrate, tyrannicize the whole world and eradicate all Abrahamic religions and allow only their Babylonian Talmudism, also known as Luciferian and Satanism or ancient Baal worship. Sorry, I butchered all of those. I'm very tired. I've been at this for 6 hours already, okay? And yesterday's video was 5 hours. I'm not going to get paid. I'm busy making you videos. I'm not even getting invoices out. I'm not going to get paid. I'm going to be way behind. Yeah, by the time they get done. So anyway, let's start in the history of the Khazarians, specifically the Khazarian Mafia, the world's largest organized crime syndicate that the Khazarian oligarchy morphed into by their deployment of Babylonian money magic, has been nearly completely excised from the history books. You can't find the data. That's right. So it's money magic. It's not coming from this planet, nor is the corporate structure. The minute that you put a price tag on all living things, folks, what could go wrong? Yeah, like everything. Okay, that's not coming from our realm. It's coming from a demonic realm. John is being told that they're extremely evil entities that are working through the Khazarians' bloodline, bringing in this Babylonian money, etc. And so, there you go. Which would be Baal, Baphomet, Moloch, the Moloch dollar. Yeah, you see all this symbolism anyway. Okay, so the present day KM knows, Khazarian Mafia knows, it cannot operate or exist without abject secrecy, and therefore has spent a lot of money having its history excised from the history books in order to prevent citizens of the world learning about its evil beyond imagination that empowers this world's largest organized crime cabal. This is where your children are going. Also, you got the opiate crisis, so you've got the drugs, the weapons, the children and women, child trafficking, human trafficking, organ harvesting, trafficking. It's all coming from them, okay? Should tell you a lot about organ harvesting. That's pretty diabolical stuff, so you got to figure. Anyway, so let's see. The authors of the article have done their best to resurrect this lost secret history of the Khazarians and their large international organized crime syndicate, best referred to as the Khazarian Mafia, KM. Make the history available to the world via the internet, which is the new Gutenberg Express. Yes, this is what they didn't plan on. They didn't realize we could get the data out to the world so quickly. I'm going to try to go through this as fast as possible. All right, so it was Mike Harris who put the dots together and actually discovered the presence of the Khazarian Mafia and their secret history and blood oath to take revenge on Russia for helping Americans win the Revolutionary War and the Civil War, and their blood oath of revenge against America and Americans for winning these wars and sustaining the Union. Now, from what I understand, the Bolshevik Revolution was the Khazars coming in. Over 100 million innocent Russians were killed. Okay, so I don't really think that I think Putin is one of them. Okay, I just do. And we're hoping that Putin and Trump are going to come together, but I don't know. I don't know. It's not looking that good to me, the more I look at it. Anyway, let's just start sliding down. Okay. The hidden history of the incredibly evil Khazarian Mafia, 100 to 800 AD. Now, they have been this small elite group that's very evil that John X. Army's talking about is in connection to higher powers. Okay, Moloch, as I said before, Baphomet, and Baal. All right, and they're getting this ability to, even like the D-Waves, this technology's got to be coming from them. This AI lockdown has got to be their technology. They want to lock this planet down. So anyway, Khazarians developed into a nation ruled by an evil king who had ancient Babylonian black arts, occult oligarchy serving as his court. During this time, Khazarians became known to surrounding countries as thieves, murderers, road bandits, and for assuming the identities. Yes, they steal identities. So the neocons in America are Khazarian bloodline. Okay, and then you've also got them in Israel as well. Now, there are good Jews in Israel, and the good Jews, heads up to you. Okay, there are good Jews, but there are imposters. I think that the Ashkenazis are connected to the Khazars in the Jewish line. Okay, it's not all Jews. Okay, there's good people, and the real true Jews are the Palestinians. Yes, the ones who are actually descendants of the Canaanites. They did the blood testing. Okay, it's in this article. I don't know if I can get that far. We're getting lengthy already. All right, so the ultimatum is delivered by Russia and other surrounding nations. That's why I do believe that Putin's already taken over. He's been walking the red carpet, folks, for 18 years. You can't do that if you're an independent free man. I'm sorry. You know, there might be a chance that him and Trump are going to go off script, but there's no guarantee. No guarantee. So the leaders of surrounding nations, yes, have had so many years of complaints, right? We're going to have to skip on down. Khazar king was given a choice between Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. The Khazar king chose Judaism and promised to stay within the requirements laid out by the surrounding Confederacy of Nations led by Russia. However, they did not. Despite the agreement and promise, the Khazarian king and his inner circles of oligarchs kept practicing ancient Babylonian black magic. That's what you need to know, also known as secret Satanism. Okay? Featuring child sacrifices after bleeding them out. Same with the factory farms. They're doing it too. And drinking their blood and eating their hearts. Yes. All right. They were all based, these deep, dark secrets of occult ceremonies, that they were all based on ancient Baal worship, also known as worship of the owl, in order to fool the Confederacy of Nations led by Russia that were watching Khazaria. The Khazarian king melded these Luciferian black magic practices with Judaism. Okay, so there's still good Jews out there, okay? That's what's happened to you. You've been infiltrated, okay? The real Jews have been infiltrated. So they fused with Judaism and created a secret satanic hybrid religion known as Babylonian Talmudism. And this was made the national religion of Khazaria and nurtured the same evil that Khazaria was known for before. All right, so sadly they continue their evil ways, robbing and murdering, and from those surrounding countries who travel through Khazarian. Okay. And by the way, Hungary was right next to it, so they were doing it to us too. I am of Hungarian descent, however, I'm from America. And that's why Viktor Orban is very against Soros. He knows all about it, man. Soros is a big player in here. Okay, let's see. In order to stop them, to stop them torturing children and infants for their blood sacrifice ceremonies to Baal, the Khazarian king and his inner court of criminals and murderers came to be known as the Khazarian Mafia by neighboring countries. The Russians led a group of nations surrounding Khazaria to invade it in order to stop them. Okay, that was what was going on. I'm trying to just whip through as fast as I can. Okay. So the Khazarian king and his court mafia plotted eternal revenge against the Russians and the surrounding nations that invaded Khazaria and drove them from power. And the mafia, the KM invades England after being expelled for hundreds of years. The real Jewish homeland, Khazaria in the Caucasus. Yeah, this is where Georgia is right now. The original Khazaria is where Georgia is, and Putin went in and picked it up for him. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm still, I'm not trusting Putin, I'm sorry. So, where there was a mass conversion to Judaism in this 8th century, these people with no connection to ancient Israel moved up into the Eastern and Western Europe and then headed for the U.S. and Israel to become today's Jewish population. The Khazarian Mafia decides to infiltrate and hijack all world banking using Babylonian money magic, the usury system, what Hitler was opposed to. Okay? Also known as Babylonian money magic, or the secret art of making money from nothing, also using the power of pernicious usury to accumulate interest. Right, and that's why John is saying they're going to do another, another Monopoly game. They're going to round up. They're going to drop everything. And if you don't have it paid for, folks, they're coming in to take it. I'm warning you to get ready. That's all. It's not to scare you, but to get ready. So the KM used the vast fortune to enter in a new system of banking based on the secret Babylonian black magic money that they claim to have learned from the evil spirits of Baal in return for their many child sacrifices to them. Okay, do you start to see the picture better? And they were involved, the substation of paper credit certificates for gold and silver deposits, which allowed travelers to travel with their money in a form that offered easy replacement should they lose the certificates or have them stolen. That was the original selling purpose for it. Okay, so eventually the Khazarian king and a small surrounding court infiltrated Germany with a group that chose the name the Bauers. That's the Rothschilds, the Bauers. If you go to the 13 families, it tells you. So the Bauers of Germany to represent them and carry on their Baal-powered system of evil. This was not Hitler. The Bauers of the Red Shield, that is the Rothschild, the Red Shield, which represented their secret blood-based child sacrifices, changed their name to Rothschild, a.k.a. Child of the Rock, Satan. So the Rothschilds had the front men for the Khazarian Mafia infiltrate and hijack British banking and then hijack the whole nation of England. We're going to just try to go through quickly here, okay? They talk about Hitler. It wasn't Hitler. So the Rothschilds set up their private fiat banking system that specialized in making counterfeit money from nothing, charging pernicious usury for the British people using what should have been their own money. Same with Germany. And that was the black art of Babylonian money magic. They claimed to insiders that such technology and secret money power was provided to them by Baal because of their frequent child bleeding out and sacrifices rituals to Baal. So, let me see. So once they infiltrated the British banking system, they interbred with British royals and infiltrated and completely hijacked all of England and all its major institutions. Some experts believe that the Rothschilds genocided the royal family members by staging secretly managed illicit and adulterous breedings with their own Khazarian men in order to replace the royals with their own pretenders to the throne. Yeah, they're imposters. Pretenders, imposters. That's one of their MOs, okay? And then the Khazarian Mafia wages an international effort to eradicate kings who rule the divine right of God Almighty. That's right. So because the KM claim to have personal partnership with Baal, a.k.a. devil, Lucifer, Satan, because of their sacrifices to him. They detest any kings who rule under the authority of God Almighty. By the way, they do believe in God. Even if we don't, if you don't, they do. So that tells you that there is a God, okay, obviously. Let's see, we're just trying to get through as fast as we can here. Let's get into World War I, okay? Right before World War I, they murdered Australian Archduke Ferdinand to start World War I. In 1917, they assembled their KM army, the Bolsheviks, and infiltrate and hijacked Russia, murder the Tsar and his family in cold blood, bayonet his favorite daughter through the chest, and steal all the Russian gold, silver, and art treasures. Right before World War II, they murdered the Austrian, and German royals. Then they got rid of the Chinese royals and disempowered the Japanese ruler. Okay, so they had intense hatred. The KM had intense hatred of anyone who professed faith in any god but their god Baal, and has motivated them to murder kings and royalty and make sure they can never rule. They have done the same with American presidents, running sophisticated covert operations to disempower them. And if that doesn't work, the KM assassinates. If that doesn't work, the KM assassinates them like they did to McKinley, Lincoln, JFK. The KM want to eliminate any strong rulers or elect officials who dare to resist their Babylonian money magic power, or their covert power gained from their deployment of the human compromised network. The Rothschilds create international narcotics trafficking on behalf of the KM. That's right. The opiate crisis was already happened to China. They know. So, yes, as China crafted an evil plan to recover the vast amounts of gold and silver the British had been paying to China for its high-quality silk and spices that were unavailable anywhere else. So they set up the opiate crisis, okay? Through the international spy network had heard. They had an international spy network back then. Had heard of Turkish opium. Yes, very, very potent stuff. And its habit-forming characteristics. They deployed a covert operation to buy Turkish opium and sell it in China, infecting millions with a bad opium habit, just like America, that brought back gold and silver into the Rothschild coffers, but not to the British people. And the opiate addictions created by Rothschild's opium sales to China harmed China so much that China went to war on 2 occasions to stop it. These wars were known as the Boxer Revolutions or the Opiate Wars. Okay, so the money the Rothschilds gained from the sale of opium was so vast that they became even more addicted to the easy money than the opiate addicts were to the opium. Okay, so... And the Rothschilds were funding source behind the establishment of the American colonies